What's up everyone, this is JR Production X, and today we're going to have a full head-to-head comparison between the new iPhone 6 and the iPhone 5S. Now you should watch this video if you're thinking about upgrading from a 5S to a 6 and you want to know if it's worth the upgrade or not. But also if you just want to check out the difference between the new generation compared to the old one. In this video we're going to talk everything from specs to software and even hardware. So let's get started. First comparison we're going to do is speed test because everyone wants to know how much faster the new iPhone is. So we're going to launch Geekbench 3. We're going to run the benchmark. And we're going to see which one's faster. Okay, here's a breakdown of the scores. You can tell that the iPhone 6 is just a little bit faster. And you can tell that's due from the new A8 chip. So for the next two speed tests, we're going to do a boot down and a boot up test. Please note that the iPhone 6 is using iOS 8, while my iPhone 5S is still using iOS 7. So both of them basically turn off simultaneously. Okay, now we're going to do the boot up test. Right. Okay, so they look pretty evenly matched. The iPhone 5S did happen to load a little bit faster than the iPhone 6. And now let's move on to hardware. The most noticeable difference between the iPhone 6 and the 5S has to be the displays. The new iPhone 6 has a 4.7-inch screen now, and it has the Retina HD display, while the iPhone 5S has a 4-inch Retina display. But when you look at the pixel density, they're both 326. The only upgrade in pixel density is with the iPhone 6 Plus, and that has 401. You're still going to get the same quality when it comes to pixel resolution. The iPhone 6S has a lot better contrast with colors compared to the 5S. The iPhone 6 has a lot better contrast compared to the iPhone 5S. Another little difference in the phones has to be the cameras, but both phones still have an 8 megapixel camera with an aperture of 2.2. Some differences though with the iPhone 6 is now you can record 1080 HD video in 60 frames per second, while the iPhone 5S only has it at 30 frames per second. Another little bit of a difference is slow motion comes in at 240 frames per second, while the iPhone 5S only has 120 frames per second. But besides that, there's really not that much of a difference. Another difference between the phones is how thick they are. The iPhone 5S comes in at 0.3 inches or about 7.6 millimeters, while the iPhone 6 comes in about 0.27 inches or 6.9 millimeters. It's not really that big of a difference, but when you hold it in your hand, you can definitely tell it's skinnier than the iPhone 5S. One surprising note that a lot of people forget to point out is that the iPhone 6 is actually heavier than the iPhone 5S, and that's just partly due to the larger screen and the bigger battery. Another big difference between the phone has to be the button layout. The left-hand side, we no longer have the round buttons for the volume up and down rocker, and we have actual physical longer buttons. The vibrate button remains the same though. Another big difference is the power button for the iPhone 6 is no longer on the top. For the iPhone 6, it's on the side now, on the right-hand side. As you look at the bottom, it's basically the same setup, besides the speakers and the mic's a little bit different on the iPhone 6. And I feel like this looks a little bit more classy. On the back, there's a little bit difference with the iPhone 6. The LED is round, and the camera actually protrudes out. If you look right here, it has this little raise to it. The iPhone 5S and 5 do not. Well, that's it for my head-to-head comparison between the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 5S. If you guys want to check out the differences between the iOS 8 and iOS 7, I'm going to have a separate video on that. And also, I'm going to have another video covering iOS 8 tips, so look out for those. To sum it up, if you think about upgrading between the iPhone 5S or 5 to the new 6 or 6 Plus, I would only do it if you really want the bigger screen size, but besides that, really not getting that too many new features. A lot of it's more software, but with iPhone 5S and 5, you could upgrade your software between iOS 7 to 8. So you're really not missing out on that much, besides a bigger screen. But overall, I'm still going to be rocking my new iPhone 5S. Tell me down below what iPhone you guys have, or if you don't, what kind of Android do you have? I'll see you guys in the next one. And this is JR Production X signing off. Peace.